What's going on, guys? I'm back with a brand new series review for you guys, Catch Up Edition. And I just watched a show called The Boys, starring Karl Urban, of course, Jack Quaid, and Erin Moriarty. Why can I never just make it through it? I can't. Well, who's naming? Well, last names. Okay. First of all, let's get out the way. I sound weird right now. Okay, yes, because I'm under the weather. I'm gonna sound like Tone Loc and Urkel mixed together. Just don't mind that. All right. But anyways, first of all, this show has a group called The Seven, a very messed up group called The Seven, but a group nonetheless. All right. And their dynamic is very interesting, which I'll get into a lot later on in the review. But because of that, I have to talk about group dynamics, super group dynamics, because that's the thing that makes the group go. You always have different characters throughout the group who are not like the other one, but somehow they make it work. They make it work. Powers, personality, background, whatever. They still make things work. And the first one I have to mention is the Justice League. This is the OG of groups, in my opinion. This is the first thing I think of when it comes to superhero groups, the perfect superhero group, because they are almost perfect. They're almost a perfect group. Superman, the guy who's kind of the plot armor, who they kind of yell for mommy when they're in trouble. I'm not trying to disrespect the Justice League, but it's kind of true. It's kind of true. He is Goku. He is Goku. All right. Then there's Batman, the Dark One, who lost his parents a long time ago. Okay. And he's got some issues because of that. Then there's Flash, the speedster. Every group needs it. Every group doesn't have it, but they need it. Okay. Then there's Wonder Woman, the warrior, the strong warrior, maybe a better fighter than some other people in the group. All right. But these people, despite all of that, of their weird stuff going on, they still make things work, and they almost seem perfect. Oh, sorry about that. I'm gonna be doing that a couple of times for the video. Do not let that throw you off. But anyways, it almost seems like a perfect group. You really have to search for the weird stuff going on with Justice League to kind of be like, okay, I can see where they kind of throw it off as far as dynamic, but they have almost a perfect dynamic regardless. Then we have the Avengers. Now this group, honestly, they weren't that cool until they got into the movies. I'm sorry. The Avenger comics were horrible. Before the movies came out, the comic books were horrible. I didn't care. I really did not care. But now they're in the movies. All right. You have Captain America, the Boy Scout. You have Iron Man, the rich guy. All right. The rich guy. And then you have Thor, the dumb one, who still maintains to get it done. Hulk, the guy with the double personalities. All these things going on. This group is kind of the superstar group. They're the superstar group. Everybody has like high up in the air type egos going on with them. But yet they still manage to work together. They don't like each other all the time. Lots of differences. But they still manage to make it work. Even though some people end up, doing crazy things to the other ones. There's whole movies made off of that one. It just kind of works itself out in the end. All right. And then we have the X-Men, my favorite group. I don't care what you say. I love the X-Men. All right. They got the blue and the gold team. And some people are saying, what's the blue and gold team? It's just two different groups contributing of two different lineups of people from the X-Men. That's all it is. One has a leader for Cyclops, and one is led by Storm. All right. Storm being the better leader, obviously. I'm not going to get into that. Cyclops is just not that great. Other than that, you got Wolverine, the rough one, the angry one. You got Gambit, the playboy, the throwing card guy, the thief. All right, you can't trust. Then you got Rogue, the pretty Southern belle you can't touch because bad things happen when you do. All right, and Jubilee, the one that's kind of like their Aquaman. But anyways, they still make things work. They argue a lot, especially in the beginning. They argued a lot, but they work things out eventually. All right, no matter what. Then we have Suicide Squad. This is the most unconventional group I've ever seen. First of all, they're all anti-heroes and villains put in this group by the government. All right. This group is never the same people all the time. But just know that Harley Quinn's going to be in there 90% of the time, no matter what. With the boomerang guy and some random black guy who knows how to shoot on point. Excuse me. But yes, you'll get a lot of that. All right, with this group. But it's just interesting because they're not necessarily good guys, but I guess you need that kind of stuff if you want to do the missions that they're doing. Missions that nobody else would take. Okay, trust on that. Nobody else is lined up for these missions but these people. For the bottom of the barrel heroes, pretty much. And then last but not least, we have the Fantastic Four. This is one of the top ones as far as Marvel because they're OGs. They're OGs, and they got blood ties and marriages, and there's only 4 of them. Thing, the guy who's a rock creation, pretty much, who really doesn't like that he's like that. I don't blame him. He has the worst power ever. Worst. Good, but bad at the same time. All right. Then there's Human Torch, the wild boy of the group. All right. The young guy, the wildfire, the loose cannon, to say. All right. Then there's Miss Visible. You know, she not that trustworthy in my opinion, but she gets around. She gets around the group. Not the group. No, that doesn't sound right. She gets around, okay? She's not faithful to her husband. Then Mr. Fantastic himself. Smart guy. Really smart guy. But he's when it comes to his wife, he's not really keeping an eye on her, is he? Not really. Tell him, Black Panther. Leave that one alone. But anyways, they still make it work. They still make it work because it's just the dynamic that they're in. All right. They want to do good. They've known each other for a long time. For a long time. All right. So it just all blends together with that group. And now we have the 7. And my question is, will the 7 have the same dynamic as these other groups I just mentioned? We're about to find out. Let's go. The Boys. For those who know, for those who are not aware. Come on, man. Come on. Let's not do this. Let's not embarrass ourselves like we don't know about The Boys. If you don't know about The Boys, you're underground somewhere. You're being hunted by someone whose powers are similar to Superman. Some maniac right now. So I'm going to excuse you for that. But other than that, it's very sad that you don't know. I know. I just took a while to watch it. Okay? Don't play me. Don't play me. The Boys. It's pretty much about this group called the Seven, who are supposed to be protecting the Earth and the city, but they're just really spokesmen for a fake group. Well, not fake, but they really got powers and all that and blah blah blah. But they're not really good people. All right, they're not really for what they say they are. It's all for show. It's all for the camera. It's all for the media. Okay, it really is. And so one day, this guy named Huey works at a electronics shop. He's walking outside, meet his girlfriend, talk with her real quick. In the middle of that, this butt face, I can't say what I really want to say, runs through her, tears her in half. Happens to be A-Train from the Seven. A-Train, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, this great guy, A-Train. He's great, huh? He says he can't slow down. He keeps running. He keeps on running like he did not care what happened. And so this just totally messes up Huey's head from now on. Seeing his girlfriend die like this in front of him. And now he has a vendetta with A-Train. Because A-Train's acting, the whole time he's acting like this is not a big deal. And so right along the way, he bumps into this guy named Billy the Butcher, who also has a vendetta with another team member from the Seven named Homelander for a good reason. For a good, well, I guess a good reason. I don't know. But anyways, yes, Homelander is not a great person, all right? So their situation with that is, understandable for the most part. And so they team up together to kind of see how we're going to bring down the Seven. And they get 2 other members within the group to join, right back to that same old group. And they go about their mission to bring the Seven down rightfully. And that's the premise of the movie. Positives. The Seven are just the most messed up group you can think of. They are some messed up people. They're not right in the head. They're all terrible and horrible, except for Stargirl, who just joined the group. She was a little annoying, I'll give it that, but a bad person? Not really. Not really. She's just a little naive, a little naive to the fact of things. But yeah, it's just this whole group is just, it's really an even worse version of Justice League. It is. You got who's that guy? You got the speedster, A-Train. We just talked about him. We just talked about A-Train running through somebody. That's just the intro of this incredible person, right? Not only that, this guy's also got a drug called the V, where he's just he can't handle it, and he can't handle that V. It's supposed to make his powers greater or better, but it's not doing a great job for his brain. All right, and he's an egotistical maniac. Plus, he has a girl at the house that he doesn't want to claim, and he just kind of dogs her constantly, like she's a secret, a best kept secret, because she's a low list superhero. That's crazy. Okay, then you have the Deep, the joke of the team, just like Aquaman, which is who he portrays pretty much. And he thinks he's number 2 next to Homelander. Come on, man. Who told that lie? Who told that lie? A bad lie. All right. Then you have the one who's supposed to be like Wonder Woman. I forgot her name. I keep forgetting it because, she's just like Wonder Woman, except she just has this bad attitude all the time, which is a shield, really. You'll catch on later on. But yeah, it's a shield, really, honestly. Then there's this invisible guy, translucent. Oh, he's a piece of work. Sorry. He's a piece of work. He's very, very pervy. He's pervy as hell, man. He's pervy. That's all I can say with the power like that and how he's using it. Come on, bro. You're what? I've never seen a superhero do stuff like this. Not like that. So should you really call this group superheroes? Not really. But I guess it's a positive because I've never seen a group like this. It's interesting. They definitely have the right to try to bring this group down. Okay? Another positive. The violence is violence with a capital V. It's a lot of blood in this show. A lot of body parts getting dismembered. A lot of people dying like they're confetti. It's getting killed like their lives are getting taken like it doesn't matter constantly in this show. Almost like a human cartoon. You know, so the violence is on point. If nothing else, the action scenes, not so much. It's kind of like just, regular with the action scenes. I'll say that. But with the violence that comes after or comes with the action, oh yeah, that's on point. That is highly on point. All right, you won't get a shortage of that. You won't get a shortage of how much violent stuff is going on in this show. All right, I don't recommend kids to watch this unless you're that kind of family. But no, kids shouldn't be watching this show. This is insane. This is not your regular superhero show. And I think that was their intention when they first started this show out. That was their strong intention not to be your regular superhero show with that violent part. Another positive. Every sexual encounter in this show is abnormal. It's highly abnormal, including some scenes I did not want to see. I did not want to see at all. And then there's some other ones I'll mention later on. But it's and I love a different type of sex scene. I love a creative sex scene in a movie or show, anything like that. I think sex scenes should be honored more, in my opinion. I bet you this a while back, so this is nothing new for me. Okay, don't act like this is new. That's something I said. But yeah, in this particular show, you have people who are getting their heads busted open like a piñata with butt cheeks. Got that going on. I've never seen that happen in a show. Okay, that's new to me. All right, you got people who have a mommy fetish going on. That's a new one for a superhero show, at least. So it's very interesting from episode to episode what kind of sexual encounter you're gonna see next, because there's always something with it, like orgasms that make your eyes glow, stuff like that. Okay. Another positive, my last positive. Billy the Butcher and Homelander are like bookends. Yes, are they on the different sides of the spectrum? Very much. Billy the Butcher, he's trying to bring down the Seven. He's the main guy. He's the main guy. Okay, he's the leader. I'll call him the leader. If nobody else is calling him the leader, I will. But he's the leader in this group. Okay, but he's a very brash, harsh person. Not a very fun person to be around. He's very bitter about what happened to him, which is understood, but damn, he has issues. He has issues, dude. A lot of issues. Then on the other side, we have Homelander, who's supposed to be a hero, the main guy, the face for the Seven, but he's the worst one. He is the worst one. His group members don't like him. They are scared of him. They are petrified of their leader. You should not be petrified of your leader. You should respect him, but not be scared of him. What the hell? So yes, and he's sick and demented. He didn't have a normal childhood growing up. So he has some scars to go through. So both of these characters, even though they're going for different things on totally opposite sides, they are kind of alike. And it's even addressed in the show. Quickly, but it's addressed. All right? Negatives. This show drags a little bit. Not gonna lie. This show has some strong drag time from time to time. It's mainly an issue with with the dialogue. The dialogue is just not popping fast enough sometimes. I hate to say it. A lot of the things that Stargirl is talking about, gotta cut that down. Gotta cut it down. She has some of the longest dialogues, and it's just blah, 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 blah. One of those dialogues I understand, and she had to say it, she had to get that out there, and still I feel like she didn't say enough, but other than that, she talks a lot. She talks a lot to me, and a lot of that stuff that's coming out, it's nothing. All right? So, and there's other reasons why the show was dragging a little bit at certain points, but that's one of the main ones. It's just the dialogue, the unneeded dialogue in between. You can just cut out. You can cut a lot of that stuff out. All right. Another negative. I can't understand a damn word that Frenchie says. What is Frenchie talking about? Now, I know. He's French. He has a strong accent. So thank goodness there's subtitles at the bottom when I watch these shows. The subtitles help out so much. If there was no subtitles, I would be struggling to understand what this guy is talking about. And don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to make fun of any French accents at all, because I've watched movies where they had French characters in there, and I can understand what they were saying. I can understand what they were saying easily. But this guy, he really got the strong one popping in there. He really has a strong accent. He's just crushing that thing. Okay, and I can't understand what you're talking about, bro. I'm sorry. I hate to be that guy, but what are you doing? What is going on here? Good character though. I like the character overall. When you know what he's talking about, yeah, it's a great character. I like where his character's going too, because he was first this guy, but as the show goes on, he's turning to, he's progressing, I guess, morally or whatever. He's morally progressing for the moment. All right. And so I don't quite agree with why somebody would think that he's progressing. If you watch the show, you know what I'm talking about. Okay. But other than that, you gotta tone it down. You gotta tone it down a little bit, man. Maybe you're doing too good of a job, but I can't understand what you're saying. Another negative. Nudity. Less dudes, more women, please. What I mean by this should be obvious. Why? Why is it when you have a show like this and you want to see a good sex scene, but they want to show the man's butt all the time? I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. We all want to see more of the woman. We want to see the woman, all right? All the time. Every time you have a scene like that, please just start off with the woman's butt. Okay? Why do you do that? Why was the man's butt be all on the screen? Movies throughout the ages have done this. It's come on, bro. Stop that. Stop. Please stop. That killed me inside. I was like, yeah, I'm fast forwarding this. I want to see the rest of the sex scene, but you're doing too much. You're doing too much. Please stop that. Okay? Get the hint. Get the hint. Last negative. Huey's got to man up. He's got to grow a pair. Huey's got to man up, man. I'm telling you, you always have a character like this in all these shows and movies. There's always that one character who's like Huey, who just doesn't get it. Who doesn't get it. Who's kind of slowing the rest of the group down. All right? But I still got to give this a hell yes. Yeah, I'm giving it a hell yeah, man. This is actually a good show to start off. A little slow, but but I heard it's going to get better in season 2 and 3, and we're about to check that. We're about to see about that in a minute. All right. Press that like button, share. You better subscribe.